It's about time to do some cop stories. We're going to start with this one. This is a hell of a story right here. I can't believe this. Yeah. Check it out. Cowardly cops harass and arrest black kids for selling water. Yeah. Atlanta cops harass black youth selling water. Yeah, water.
Children being arrested in the city of Atlanta for selling water. All right?
Yeah.
Put up the pictures full mass.
Check it out.
11 Alive News in Atlanta, Georgia, did a great job reporting on this matter. Those are some of the screenshots. Keep that picture up for just a minute. We've had to deal with this before in the city of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, a teenager was arrested for selling water. It was during the beginning of COVID. We told the then mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, this will not be tolerated in our communities. You will not arrest children for selling water. The city did not provide options for these children. These children were selling water because they were paying rent. Mom and dad had been laid off. At that time, the city was still turning people's water off and not paying their bills.
Wow.
So they were selling water in order to get water turned back on. Electricity was being turned off in various communities during this time. Myself, Derek Bozeman, and a few others in the city, we decided to sell water with them to show clearly we will not allow you to arrest children for water selling in the city. Channel 11 has now uncovered that they are doing it again, arresting children for selling water. They sell water bottles at busy intersections. But what happens when law enforcement shows up? Earlier this year, 11 Alive obtained 2 body-worn camera videos and various incident reports from the Atlanta Police Department via public records. 11 Alive wanted to know more about the interactions youth and police have as part of its continuing coverage of kids and teens selling water in the city, known as the water boys. Now, I call them hydration technicians. You're playing with my money right now, Atina is heard telling APD officers on the footage after being stopped for selling water at a busy intersection. Another quote, "I'm telling you to leave, I'm not asking you." Another APD officer yells at a younger child while trying to contact their guardian in a separate incident. Although not always the case, both videos show how tension between both groups can quickly escalate from harmless to handcuffs.
I'm going to find the bloody footage of this.
Quote, "My response is it's a complete failure of the system." My dear brother and friend, civil rights attorney and Georgia NAACP President Gerald Griggs told 11 Alive News. During an interview, he also said tense interactions between the community and law enforcement can be damaging in the long run.
Wow.
Quote, there's another quote, "Leave me alone, let me go." That's a 19-year-old detainee told officers while being placed into the back of a patrol car. You're
funky
up
with my life,
one exclaims. The teen can be heard screaming later in the video. This particular young person, according to Attorney Griggs, is telling the law enforcement, "You ruined my life." And they actually are. Because if he's charged with obstruction, felony obstruction,
wow,
or any of the other offenses, is going to go on his record.
Yeah.
And then he won't be able to do other things. Griggs said while interviewing and reviewing the video. 11 Alive posed questions to APD, the Atlanta Police Department, to sit down for an interview this summer to discuss public safety concerns, community outreach, handling youth involved with water sales, and more. They declined. That's cowardly.
Real cowardly.
They declined. So we asked the Metro Atlanta law enforcement agencies and other prospective agencies also, 11 Alive, tried to get other cops, other chiefs to go on the record. None of the agencies they reached out to agreed to sit down for an interview about arresting children for selling water.
Because you know why? They don't fucking
in Atlanta,
care.
Anyone selling food or beverages needs a permit.
That's
Let me
ridiculous.
say that again because I'm going somewhere with this point. In Atlanta, anyone selling food or beverages
Needs
needs
a permit.
a
That's what it
permit.
says.
Now, here's the reality.
Here, I'm going to show you this. Just to let you know that, yes, that's what it says. Yeah, if you're in Atlanta, if you're trying to sell food or beverages, it says you need a permit. That's ridiculous. Now, here's comes the good part.
The part of Atlanta where children get arrested for selling water is in the black community. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Buckhead is in Atlanta as well. You know, if you go to Buckhead, especially in the summer, you know what you'll see? You'll see white children selling lemonade at lemonade stands. They have no permit. As a matter of fact, there's a picture of an officer getting lemonade from one of those lemonade stands. There was no permit check. There was no arrest. There was no dismantling of the lemonade stand. The children in Atlanta who are being arrested, people will cite things like, well, they're rude sometimes. When was the last time being rude was against the law? Because if rudeness is an arrestable offense, arrest us all.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, it's like, you know, if being disrespectful or rude to a police officer or law enforcement, well, damn, there'll be a lot of people in jail, and jails would be overcrowded. Straight up.
The city has no options for these young people. You see, what we're looking at is an effect. Put up the picture again.
Here it is.
This is the effect of a thing. This is not the cause. Arresting a child because a child is poor. And instead of selling something illegal, they're selling water, which means they're investing in purchasing the water, selling the water at $1 a bottle in order to pay bills typically at home.
I got the footage,
What's the cause?
body cam ready to go.
Economic disparity.
As soon as I'm done with
That's your
this,
cause.
I'll show the footage.
That is your cause.
Show the footage.
If you have economic opportunities for young people, if you have a job training program for young people, if you have opportunity for them, you know what happens? Instead of them trying to make $30 a day, that they have to pay a percentage of that back based on their investment model, so they may actually take home 20 bucks a day in real money. Okay? Don't you think if you offered them an opportunity to work a job that paid them, I don't know, perhaps $50 a day, maybe 75, possibly 100, and they could get training and mentorship in the process, they would do it. The mayor of Atlanta, during his runoff, was in a debate between him and Felicia Moore, who was the city council president at that time. I remember this debate because I was one of the moderators for CBS 46 News. It was a live televised debate, myself and Karen Greer. In that debate, I posed the question about the young hydration technicians and what will the city do? It was at that time the mayor said under his tenure as mayor, if the people elected him, children will not be arrested for selling water. Dear brother, I'm not doing this to put you on the spot. I'm doing this to remind you of your words. Children are being arrested again for selling water.
You know, it makes me think too. Yeah, you know, when I was in high school, I mean, I lived down the street from the golf course. Yeah. So when I was in high school and I moved over here from, you know, to here in this area, my 8th grade, I went to Gray, then my high school I went to Mount Tahoma. There's a golf course down the street. I used to go to the golf course all the time. Go down, there's a 13 hole, you know, what we call it the gorge or the canyon because there's a creek down there. And it's like 50 feet slope down there. I used to go down 13th to 14th hole. I used to go find golf balls a lot. Have a backpack. Used to be the woods. I'd go find balls, and then all of a sudden they put some ponds in there. I find like that. I used to go to the golf course every day after school. to go sell balls. Every day. I mean, I'm in spring and summertime, sometimes early fall, I make big money. I remember one week I used to make. One week I went there Friday after school, all day Saturday, half of Sunday. I made 90 plus bucks, and that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. Oh yeah, an average day. I mean, happy to put $20 in my pocket, and people, a lot of times the golfers were all for it. It was the people that worked at pro shop, all these, all shit like that. And all the golfers like that got to know me. We could appreciate it because sometimes people do lose golf balls. And my favorite spot used to go was hole 13 because they knew they're going to lose some balls in the in the canyon, so they would load up or they have little balls. And I always sell them real good shit. I mean, I used to sell them for years and years. 50 cents a ball, $5 for a dozen. And when Pro Bs came around, I sell them for $1 a ball. Boy, sometimes I would sweeten the pot up, put a Ziploc bag, put 13 in there, and say $10 for all of them. And man, they would go out of like hotcakes. But yeah, but sometimes I had the Rangers and Marshals harass me, the pro shop people harass me like that, and the golfer's like, man, just leave him alone. He ain't doing nothing wrong. It's better for him to do this and go out and sell dope and go sell drugs. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of times like that. It was easy money for me because I'm giving back, and it's like helping out the community. I remember one time one of the pro shop people got so pissed off at me, he called the cops at me. He wanted me to arrest him. The cops looking like, we ain't doing nothing illegal. This is a public golf course. You kidding me? Anyway, back to this.
The city still has no viable options for them. We will work together. I made some calls last night because of the footage that
I remember one Saturday
I work together to transform this narrative.
Shit, one day I made over like $150 one day.
Than me have to work against you. All right.
All right.
Professor, how do you see this?
Well, I really like your framing a lot. Actually, I think that it's exactly right to see it as a systems issue, right? That this is a symptom of a lack of access, a lack of opportunity in a particular way. And I think you're right to if you could use something like this to tie it to something better. You're teaching people to be entrepreneurial, to not, as you say, sell drugs, but to sell something that people want, that the market needs.
Yeah, just like with me at the golf course. I mean, I was selling it, a profitable, for cheap, because I used to go find them. You go down a lot of places, go down the golf course, the pro shop, and they use balls. They sell them fucking over $1 a piece, and they're not even good. The balls I sold were top mint, and if I had like some shag balls, like I put like a shag bag. Sometimes I could like have a cheap fucking knockoff sale like that. Say, here you go, $4 for $1, $5 for $1. These are like good for like practice balls at range. But I always put them aside. I always had the good ball. I mean, they're like maybe hit a couple times, but still really good condition. Really good condition. So yeah, I was giving back, and I wasn't selling drugs. I mean, it was legal. I was doing, and I used to make good money doing that shit. I remember one summer when I was still in high school. Fucking one summer, all like June, July, and August, I made over fucking $2,000. $2,000 in less than 3 months span.
And use that to encourage entrepreneurialism and build around this.
And the money I spend,
to create jobs programs.
I buy CDs,
to me, that's
baseball
like taking something like this and turning it into an opportunity. I also say, I see this in New York, for example, with immigrant communities who are selling, mango slices and fruit and things like that. It becomes a problem, I think, when people walk into traffic or they're too aggressive or something. But in general, they're highlighting a shortage in the market. And the whole idea is let's learn from this and build the market around it, not let's criminalize these people.
There you go. Very well said. All right, we are going to follow up, bring you updates as they come. Hell of a thing. Children being arrested in the...
Yeah, I don't want to so long, but it looks like it looped up like that. Anyway, so I found it. Give me a second. I'm gonna file it up. Here it is. Found it. Check it out.
Bottles at very busy intersections when it's hot outside. But what happens when the police shows up? In a story you'll only see on 11 Alive, we went through the records to find out what's happening when Atlanta's so-called water boys are met with officers asking them to leave. 11 Alive's Naeem Abdullahi breaks down the interactions that range from harmless to handcuffs.
My money right now. No money.
I'm telling you, I'm not asking.
This is what it looks like when Atlanta police interact with teens selling water bottles on street corners.
Put your hands on your back.
No.
Put your hands on your back, man.
Man, get off me, bro.
The first incident, a 19-year-old with a water cooler refusing to leave.
You took it to this level.
Why y'all take it to the level?
Let's go.
Don't take me. I'm calling my sister. Don't take me. Come on. Let me go. Hey, let me go.
In the second video, a minor offers to get up and leave the street corner.
My response is a complete failure of the system.
Civil rights attorney Gerald Griggs says these types of interactions can be so damaging in the long run.
Let me go. Just let me go. Right, what y'all doing right now? You on my life.
This particular young person is telling the law enforcement, you're ruining my life, and they actually are, because if he's charged with obstruction, felony obstruction, or any of the other offenses, it's going to go on his record, and then he won't be able to do other things. And so
It could have gone left real quick too, right?
absolutely, all it would have taken was, a struggle, some kind of way they believe.
Yeah, it could be a struggle. I mean, what if the cop pull a gun out and shot him?
Potentially a police involved incident.
Put your hands on your back.
Can I ask you? I can't do nothing about that. Can I? Right or wrong? You don't need nobody to take me to the house.
I'm telling
I just
you,
told
I'm
you
not
I can call
asking.
my sister.
He was trying to comply. He gave his name. He exercised his right to not have to turn it over, because again, he doesn't have to do any of that stuff. He just has to listen and respond if they arrest him.
What did you think about the bystander saying, "Stop resisting, stop resisting"?
We as a community should not have to tell individuals how to survive a police-involved encounter. The police should be able to do that. The police should be able to de-escalate.
In Atlanta, anyone selling food or beverages needs a permit. Viral moments on social media have sparked debates about safety for commuters who get approached aggressively, and safety for youth who are unaccompanied on busy intersections. Gerald Griggs says these incidents start a cycle of placing youth's names in the system, which leads to bigger problems.
If I'm going to get a record for selling water for $1, I might as well sell something else for large amounts of money.
My life.
Nobody wants to become a hashtag.
11 Alive obtained the two videos after requesting incident reports from Atlanta police, which included key words such as water boy or water sales and use of force. They say there were a little more than 100 reports from 2021 to February of this year. When Atlanta police declined our request for an interview, we reached out to other Metro Atlanta law enforcement agencies, but so far they have not agreed to sit down.
Because they don't care.
Naima has done several stories on solutions to help these young entrepreneurs. You can see more of her reporting right now on 11.
Yeah, crazy story. All right, I'm out of here. My job. Peace out.